I'm Brandon.
And I'm Jesse.
We're Cannabis School. Having cannabis-infused conversations
With everyday people,
cannabis companies,
celebrities,
and your mom.
welcome to the Sesh.
Hey, welcome back. Today, we have a Sesh episode for you guys. Keeping things a little light and fun. Just after our CUD episode, or Cannabis Use Disorder episode, on Tuesday.
So we're going to go over a bunch of like high thoughts, and Brandon came up with this crazy list of different ones. It's super funny.
Ideas, high inventions, high questions.
So here's one I want to throw at you. The PB&J banana hot dog.
Oh.
I don't know if it's just a hot dog in that one. Man, let's do like a rating on that one on creativity. It's like a 1.5.
Yeah, like putting a banana inside a hot dog bun with like peanut butter and jelly.
It'd be really fun if you went the opposite way, where all of a sudden you're like, dude, is that a sundae? Yes, it's a hot dog
in the middle with ice cream.
No, you got ice cream, but instead of strawberry sauce, it's ketchup
and mustard, some relish gravy on top, chili dog on top of your ice cream, and maybe some sauerkraut.
Yeah, but then there's a big thing of ice cream. Like something's wrong here.
2 scoops of vanilla ice cream.
So the banana one, that's okay. I mean, but the spinning screwdriver, dude.
Yeah, it said when Redditor had come up with this idea about a screwdriver that rotates to make it, easier to put in screws, to basically realize that was just the electric drill.
Dude, that reminds me of this one. Maybe the girl was high. I used to, when I was networking a lot when I was in the marketing world and sales, go to these investor meetings and stuff like that one of the guys hooked me up with. And the funniest stories came out of their families. And these are really wealthy people. Mm-hmm. And this guy, his daughter comes to, he's an investor, and she goes, Dad, I've got the best invention in the world. It'll make millions. He goes, all right, what is it? And she goes, well, you know how I'm always losing my phone, right? He goes, yeah. She goes, well, what if we had like a cord that we hooked up that charged the phone and we could hang it on the wall? So he quickly does a Google search and says, this is what we used to do. She goes, oh, that was so much better. I hate that I lose my phone all the time and then I got to charge it. Do you have to charge that? And he's like, no, it's just plugged in. And she goes, it didn't require any power? And that's kind of cool because it's young people are saying, that's too much tech. You see it, dude. They're going to vinyl.
Oh, yeah. That's why it's so damn expensive.
Yeah.
I used to buy vinyl for like a reasonable price, and now I'm buying like new albums for $60 or something. I'm like, what the fuck?
It's nuts.
It's insane.
Okay. So, traffic light changer.
It says that this actually exists in emergency vehicles.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't know that. I thought, oh, that's interesting. I always thought that it would be cued to like the cameras and some type of, maybe, I guess, sensor or something. But, that it was kind of automated was what my thought was. But
yeah.
That's probably way too high tech for them.
No, okay. I got
Just
another
give them
one.
A garage door opener as they go past, beep.
So, here's a mind-bending stoner question.
Ooh, all right. Let's hear it.
Fridge versus refrigerator. Why is there a D in fridge but not in refrigerator?
Can I throw out my quick, smart-ass response?
Yeah.
Because Americans are idiots, and maybe we're the ones who came up with that.
Well, the English language
just the word. Because that seems like a very stupid spelling. I have never actually thought about that, or at least not in years if it was pointed out before. Do you guys know why there's not a D in refrigerator, but there is in fridge? If you are out of America and you understand, let us know. Oh.
Okay. So why is there a D in fridge? Even though refrigerator has no D in fridge, picking up the D will help the pronunciation without it. You'd pronounce frig like fig, so fridge just looks and sounds more right in English. Same thing, fridge equals chill, refrigerator equals mom's mad, or it's in a manual. What? What the fuck? But yeah, I'll do a little bit more. Right. So yeah, there's that.
So if you get scared half to death twice, do you die?
Yes. You're just gonna answer. Yes. Let me
We'll pull that one below. Let us know. Do you guys think you die if you get scared half to death twice?
All right.
Why does sticky glue stick to everything except the inside of the bottle?
I think there's something to do with the type of plastic.
Really? I wonder
Well,
if
you
they
think about it, like,
cut in something.
you ever done? I did this one time, and I didn't know it would happen, but it was a long time ago. And my sister-in-law, she was renting this place, and she was moving in with her brother in his basement to help out with his kids, and she broke this cabinet door right below the sink. You know how they'll open up like this? She broke it somehow, and it was just like they just leaned on it or something. It ripped it all out, and I'm like, shit. So I'm like, well, you know what? We could get some epoxy. We'll get some JB Weld epoxy for wood, and I'll put it together, and then I'll come back the next day, and I'll drill it all in, and it'll be brand new. And when I got there, I didn't have anything, but she had these Solo cups. Cut the Solo cup in half, poured that in there, and then set it on like a paper plate, and had like a popsicle stick, and just went to spackling. After I was done, I went to pick up the plate like this, and I dropped it. It was so fucking hot.
Oh, dang.
The epoxy
Yeah.
with the plastic that it was with,
Oh, on the plate.
because of the plastic, that type of plastic,
Made
it
a
created a
reaction.
chemical reaction.
Holy
Like
shit.
some things, like I forgot what it is. There's an element like aluminum or something, or like pure something. When you throw it on water, it reacts and it sparks. It turns into flames.
Interesting.
So
That's really cool.
Yeah, so it's like some things like that where the plastic, like super glue. Like how does super glue stay in its state inside that
Yeah.
one, but you can use it to glue?
Yep. Like you open it out and it's,
Yeah,
in
it's
this
just
liquidy
because
state. Yeah.
it's the plastic.
Well, and they're
what they
sealed
use.
in there too. But once it's exposed to air and stuff, it'll.
Well, and but yeah, you're right. You're right, because if it was exposed to air,
Because I'm thinking about like silicone tubes and everything else. You know, they're fully enclosed in that plastic.
so the stoner brain is working.
And
The
then
only reason why it stays in there, not that it is in plastic, but that the key element is air.
Yeah, I would guess so.
Huh?
Adding in
We just
air.
figured it.
Because it's
Dude.
always the tops of it too. It'll get exposed to air, and you get that cap of dry whatever.
My
and
eye,
you
just
take it out.
fucking realizing
and then
that's how it works.
you got fresh stuff.
Dude, the whole time before I was thinking like it was way more complicated than that, but you're just like, oh yeah, the air. And I'm like, oh, fucking hell. Like it doesn't glue anything unless it's so you have to have air.
Probably.
There's just air. That's the
probably some
magic
extra-
ingredient for super glue.
Yeah.
Thank you, marijuana. All right. More
Great.
bed,
Name-
less bedroom. If you buy a bigger bed, you get more bedroom, but less bedroom.
That's funny. This one I thought was interesting. Names are just noise. So asking someone's name is basically going, what noise do I make to get your attention?
Oh, that tracks.
What if it was like, ooh, and you're like, okay.
Well, you think about primates, they do.
Yeah.
And birds and dogs.
It's just really funny.
Dude, I saw this whole thing on like cats and how they communicate.
Uh-huh.
Fuck, they are very intelligent creatures. They are very intelligent. I mean,
Yeah.
if they're moody bitches, but
Oh my God, yeah. Emily's cat is such a... It's been interesting. She's gotten like way more conversational. She comes out way more. She tries to sit on my lap. Like her cat will sit on my lap. Yeah.
maybe it's like an indicator on how she's feeling.
Oh, Emily loves it though, because she's like, oh, I love that. She loves you because she's had ex-boyfriends and stuff who that cat was terrified of.
Well, yeah, because they fucking hated cats. That's
I
probably
don't
why the
like cats.
I don't. I mean, I've had some cool ones in back in the day. All right, let's do clean soap conundrum. If you drop the soap on the floor, that's a dumb one. We all know that. All right, let's see.
Ketchup smoothie? Is ketchup a smoothie? Because tomatoes are a fruit. Does that technically make ketchup a smoothie?
It's gonna ruin ketchup for me.
Every time, go get yourself a bottle of tomato smoothie. I hear it's great for French fries, hamburgers, hot dogs. You know, anything that Americans eat, ketchup goes great with.
But this one, Circle of Life at Walmart. There's both McDonald's and blood pressure machines at my Walmart. Circle of Life. That's funny.
That's
Endless burrito. The burrito I had was so big that halfway through, I couldn't remember a time when I was eating it. When I wasn't eating it. Certain strains of cannabis make everything feel super slow, including time,
yeah.
which is cool. It's like that movie. Remember that movie Dread? Did you ever watch Dread? They have this drug in the movie, and the only reason why they made up this drug was an excuse to use slow-mo. for the action sequence.
funny.
So they have this drug called slow-mo, and they're like in inhalers.
Oh, wow.
And when you go, you hit it, there's like a little bit of fluid in there, and it sparks it up in there to make it look different because you can't see it. So they created a graphic for it. But you inhale it, and it slows your perception of time down an eighth of real time. Yeah. So everything moves. And so this chick's in the water, and she's like lifting her hand up in the water like this. But it's like,
that's cool.
And it's cool. Like they raid this room on a drug raid, and they blow the lock. And when they blow the lock, you get the perspective from everybody being high. So when the door explodes, this fat guy who's got no shirt, you see the shockwave and the ripples go all over him, and then people being blown back, and they just come in there and waste everybody. And it's like that's what some strains feel like permanent chimera. Permanent chimera is slow-mo. That's what it should just be renamed. Let's just call it slow-mo, because permanent chimera, that's a fucking mouthful. Even now, that's hard. It's like,
chimera. Yeah. It's a good strain, though.
Oh, yeah.
I really like it.
All right, what else we got?
So, if you enter a competition by yourself, do you place first or last?
I don't know. You have to lie, or you have to absolutely win. Because guess what? Both times you're going to win. Yeah, I mean,
Or you're simultaneously the winner and the loser?
It's always a matter of perception.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you think about it. It's
Maybe
like...
it depends on the strain you smoked.
Dude, sorry. It's like Jordan.
Okay.
Our common contact Jordan, right? Jordan, he's either his worst enemy or his greatest hero. He's usually his worst enemy. I suck. Stuff like that. So that I think that's a matter of perspective. Like you're like, if I feel like I'm winning, what does winning look like? Well, a good indicator is how often are you failing? I was listening to, I'm a huge Jocko fan, just mindset that he has for leadership. It's not beat him over the head. It's lead by example. And it was really cool to kind of go through how people perceive themselves. If you're arrogant and you don't know it, I mean, there's something going on in you, but that just destroys everybody else around you. So it's that same thing inside you. If you're like, yeah, I'm going to win this, you're always going to win. It's like our buddy Bennett. Bennett doesn't see failure as failure. He just sees it's another win for him to go, oh, that's just the market telling me that's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Go here and follow the direction. So it's like,
you just shift.
Yeah, you just shift. But if you're constantly having this mindset of, I suck, I lose, I'm probably not going to win. Like, you know one thing I can't stand that you do, man? When you mess up in racing, it's a Brandon. No, it was just a mistake, dude. Like, I'm like, don't say that. I mean, that's how much I care about you, dude. I'm like, when you say that, I'm like, don't fucking say that to yourself. That's fucking me, dude. Like,
honestly, to me, it's just making fun of myself. I just never care.
But it's negative self-talk. And then what happens when you start doing that? I fucking destroy you the entire time.
Yeah,
I destroy the entire time because pre-manifest destiny going, I suck, therefore I am. And then you just you don't do as well. And then we raced last night. It was such a close race. And he messed up on a corner and I've messed up on a corner. And it was awesome because we're there for the moment. That's what I'm saying. Like it doesn't matter win or lose. It matters for the moment. And when you live in the moment, you're not so concerned about the outcome. I was more excited that we were racing against each other. And it was getting like close and you're doing the same thing I am. You're like braking a certain time. You know, like that one tunnel in Trial Mountain. You go like this.
Yeah.
I downshift into 3, coast, downshift into 2, coast, and then upshift into 3, and I just shoot right out of the tunnel.
Yep.
And I'm just like, dude, that's like you're doing the same thing because I can hear it. I can hear you shifting.
I know.
Because you're that close. And I'm like, when we allow ourselves to just go, hey, it's the moment. Win or lose, it's the moment. It's that whole mentality of burn the ships. Everybody goes, oh, we can't get burn the ships. No. It's defining it going, I am going to win. And it's like the warriors of old, I don't want to get too much into the Spartan culture, but the belief of Spartans was to go out there, and the most important thing that you could ever do as a warrior is to die in battle.
It means you gave it your all.
Well, it's like that line. I mean, it's all fictitious, the movie 300. It's based off the Battle of Thermopylae, but, unfortunately, we didn't have a lot of people there to tell us about it. It was really fucking long time ago, but...
The Instagram reels just aren't as fresh on
I
it.
know.
All right, well.
That looks so grainy. But it was this line that King Leonidas' wife, Gorgo, says to him. She goes, come back with your shield or on it. And it wasn't like this, like, it was just, he just... Oh, yes, my queen. Like, he was just like, wow, you know me. If she would have said, don't die.
Yeah.
right? Like most people say to their warrior that's going off to serve in some meaningless war, because they're all meaningless when it gets down to it. But, whatever it's going for, right? If you do that pre-manifest destiny of telling somebody going, hey, don't die, right? Hey, it's totally fun, just don't look down.
Yeah, right.
What the fuck?
You know they're going to look down.
Right?
Yeah.
All of those adult aids in the bedroom are fine, even the sharp one. Wait, what?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. It's like, so now I'm going to think all of them are bad, right? Like, oh, well, sorry. But it really should be like just, it's not being overly optimistic and being stupid about it. It's just saying, look, I'm going to win. And seeing that even though I might not get the outcome, I'm going to look for the good, and the good is the win that I get from it. Not for a positive affirmation, but to start keeping your mindset. You notice that even in our lives. When we're not doing great, we're not doing great.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of negative self shit in our head. Like, I've got this job. I did not want to take this job. You and the hundreds of thousands of people that are listening to us every day, I didn't want to take this job. But I told myself where the economy's at, what I need to do for my family, what I need to do for myself. And that was like, whoever calls you back, I apply for so many fucking jobs. Whoever calls you back, take it. And I was like, dude, I remember the time it was Indeed, and I picked that window company. I'm like, they're not going to call me. They're the first ones that called me. They're like, hey, we'd like to have you come in. I go in on Tuesday, I meet with them, and then, on Tuesday they give me a call. Wednesday they invite me in. By the time I'm leaving an hour later, they gave me a job. And I was like, cool. And they moved me up in a position real fast. And I was like, cool. Now, part of me was thinking, they're going to probably ask me to knock doors. And then I had to change it around that moment. I'm glad that question was in there because it's very reflective right now. I just looked at it going, no, this is a great opportunity for you to be able to do that. What's one thing you love, Jess? You love meeting new people and you love making friends. Well, this is an opportunity to make friends with everybody. And guess what? You don't have to do the difficult part. You don't have to hi, would you like to? Fuck off. Yeah. Okay. Right? Now I can change it up. Now I can be there when there's interest. And that's awesome. And I saw it as an opportunity to be able to teach these young lads that are going out there going, hey, it's about connection. It's not about your offer or how you present yourself in the most intelligent way. It's the most connective, empathetic way you should be. At least that's my belief. And
well, sales is more of an EQ, not an IQ based.
Totally, but a lot of people put it as an IQ, which is weird, right? And I don't know. Now I'm like, even though it's not ideal, I don't care. I'm like, it is ideal. I had to change that in my head yesterday. I'm like, it is ideal, and it's going to be awesome, and you're going to love it, and you're going to do it every day, not because you have to, but because you want to. And if I keep flexing that muscle, it's like what I was talking about. You got to keep that repetitive moment. Like, when I did martial arts, it was my Sifu, my Kung Fu teacher. He'd be like, cool, you want to learn? Awesome. All right, well, come over to the wall. We got these punching bags here. You're going to hit it 1,000 times, and then you can go into class.
It was like practicing piano while growing up, and the hours. It was like how many times you do scales and that. And it was like, okay, so much of theory was put into it before you even did the songs and everything else. It was just hours of endless theory. Like,
that's so awesome. I'm glad you said theory. I don't understand music on that level, but that's the way that I teach martial arts. There's theoretical and then there's practical. And the theoretical needs to be played in a lot.
Yeah.
Because when it comes down to it, like a recital, like that, like
so much goes into it and understanding. Because even like theory, you look at it and it's really understanding, okay, well, what is this little dash? Or this note looks this way. Okay, what does that mean? Well, this is actually changing the speed. Like all of this stuff. And you're like, oh, shoot, well, this song becomes way different when you add all of the, like,
Wow.
all the depth that comes with it. You get quieter notes, louder notes, more like crescendo. You get all of this stuff through there that you miss if you're just playing notes. You know, it's the same as, hey, I'm doing punches. Okay, well, but are you doing the same? Like, are you doing the motion? Are you like, is all the theory behind it there, or are you just doing something and the outcome is kind of broken and kind of sounds terrible because, well, you're banging on the keyboard or, you know, strumming crazy hard because you're not actually playing the note. You're
and that's where
beating the shit
mentorship
out
really
of the
comes
note.
into it. Like, unless you, because you've had really good
I've
good
had-
and bad mentors throughout your life, right?
Grandma was my first piano teacher.
Right.
So,
But that's, in a way, it's almost like, you know, people would look at, like, my mom would do that when I was studying kung fu at the time, and I was doing Wing Chun, and my sifu had a teak dummy. Teak is a very hard wood, and it's a rare wood. And he, you know, if we're just going, he's like, you got to seed it in there with your body, with the energy. He's like, why'd you want to make? And it's like hooked up with like these poles behind it, and it's a log with these arms sticking out in different places.
yeah.
And when
like
I
in
hit
Kung
it,
Fu
it's like
Panda.
clack. When he hit it, it went.
Shook the whole thing.
It shook the fucking foundation. It was like, and he's as big as you.
Well, it's because his whole force is behind it.
Yeah,
It's not just
but
like,
it's
I'm not
everything.
just hitting it.
Yeah.
It's his whole body, like everything is into that.
Oh, dude, I would come
So-
home black and blue. I would do one movement, dude. I remember we had this drill, and I still know how to do it directly like that because he was like grandma, hard. This is the way,
Oh, yeah.
and no love shown.
It was good, I think, that she was my very first piano teacher. Just
built
because...
some strong foundation.
Oh, very much so. From the beginning. And then after that, I got more into like other higher end teachers and that were better suited for where I was at. But Grandma was a fantastic introduction one. You know,
Oh,
she
no, it
graded
is.
a lot of my papers and helped me do a lot of stuff growing up. Cause
Well, and think about now.
she was just
There's still
a teacher.
lot of that imprinted into you.
Oh, 100%.
You know,
Yeah.
I envy that in many ways because when I was growing up, I didn't really have my parents to kind of help. And even though they probably wanted to,
Yeah.
they were so busy, and I just had to figure things out on my own, which isn't a bad thing. But I wish I had more structure given to me because I didn't have that structure in the home. It was hard for me because things just came naturally to me that were physical. So when I started studying martial arts at 7 years old,
Yeah.
when I started studying that, within 2 months, the teachers liked me as natural abilities. He's going through the belt system quickly just because he memorizes them.
Yeah.
He must be practicing all the time. And my parents said, we've never seen him practice because I would see it and I could commit it to memory. But then I would think I could do that with everything. But with intellectual things or learning things, I don't think of myself as extremely intelligent by any means. I'm pretty basic as far as I'm concerned. But I know that I have to repetitively put in there. And now I'm so grateful for it now that I did that for such a long time that now things I just memorize fast. And I'm like, oh, like math would probably make more sense to me now. And I wish I had that. It sounds fucked up because we both know how grandma was and
Well,
how
There's good and bad to it. It's like now I feel if I don't have structure in my day, I'm left feeling anxious because I don't know what to do.
Oh, dude.
And versus
I totally agree.
versus otherwise, like growing up, it was, hey, you've got to do piano, color, read, clean your room, do all this stuff before lunch. Like, so usually, and that's how my days have always been. Like, even when I would work, most of the time I could just have a very structured day, bust my ass, and get everything done by lunchtime. And then I'm like, cool, all right, I can fuck off for the rest of the day because I've truly accomplished everything that was needed to be done. But it was just having that structure. And then I'm like, fuck, if I don't, you know, I wake up and I'm like, what do I do? I don't know. I've got all of these things I could do. And it's all the possibilities of what I could do instead of like, well, this is what I should do. Just sit down and start working on this and set up this structure and do this. Because I know that when I have that, my body, like my brain, it works so much better. But otherwise, I'm left floundering going, hey, well, I could do this, or 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 I could do this. And then I'm like, well, where do I start? Like, because there's so many millions of things I could be doing, and my brain's always like, well, but don't do the wrong thing, though. So instead of doing the wrong thing, I'm left in an analysis paralysis of what could potentially be the right thing versus sitting down and going, hey, here's my work, I can get this done, and I know that this work outputs this eventually. So,
Yeah, you're the researcher.
Yeah.
And if, so when you were talking about that, I was just like, yeah, I could imagine. See, that's some of the things that I need to do more of. But that's and I always go into shapes because it's such an easy indicator to be able to say, yeah, I know what that means. And as many times as I've done it to people like Melanie, I did it to her and it freaked her out. It really freaked her out. She said something. She's like, I've never said that out loud. She goes, how did you make me do that? I'm like, magic. But truly,
Avada Kedavra.
dude, I crave structure. I crave it. I subconsciously joined the military because I knew I needed structure. At 18
Isn't
years
it
old.
interesting how,
It's like eating.
subconsciously,
Yeah, it pulls
in the
to
back
it.
of our mind, we're like, that structure, it just really helps. But yet at the same time, we're like, no, it's fine. I'll just wing it. I'll fly by the seat of my balls or something. And you're like, okay, well, it doesn't end up being.
Brandon has
the same.
giant balls, just so you know. They're huge. He sits on them sometimes.
Yeah,
We
South
actually
Park
dug
or-
these little pockets underneath there so his balls can
It actually fills the whole couch.
Yeah, it's pretty
yeah.
crazy, especially when it gets hot.
Actually, this couch is my balls.
That was hilarious. Yeah, I could say, yeah, these are some big balls you have here. And
They're
they're
not the most
smooth as
comfortable,
eggs.
but
Yeah, it's a little rough.
Yeah, a little bit, but they're kind of old.
Yeah, it's that wrinkle effect just magnified. But yeah, Brandon's trying to put an iron to get those wrinkles out, but just walks away with
It's the
third-degree
real
burns.
reason why we use heated dab rigs. We just hope it kind of smooths them out.
Yeah, this totally. We need to get rid of this couch now.
Mom, Dad, I hope you're not listening.
No, I guarantee they are. But no, going back to I just when I know that I need structure, it's like your body needing nutrients. Where you feel your body being pulled to something to eat it.
Yeah.
And when you really listen to your body and you eat something and your body's okay with it and it doesn't treat you awful, that's okay to eat. Right? It's kind of funny. It's like going back all the way to Joe, one of our earlier guests.
Yeah.
The nose knows. If you smell a strain and it does not vibe with you, don't smoke it.
Yep.
I love cheesy strains.
I do too.
Love cheesy strains. Jack Herrera's supposed to be kind of a cheesy strain. I haven't had that dank enough flower or...
It's been a long time since we've had a lot of cheesy.
I love that stuff, dude.
Me too.
I like piss strains.
Yep. I miss a lot of the gassy, cheesy,
Dude.
really good old
I know
strains.
that sour diesel is such an old one, but I would love sour diesel and flour.
Mhm. Same.
I
They've
love sour
There's
diesel.
been so much of the candies and all of the cookie strains, all of those that have come through.
Just
that
go
it's
back to basics,
yeah,
man.
We got into cakes, all of these crossbreeds like the runts and shit.
Some of the names are just getting absolutely ridiculous.
And
It's
all the
like
gelatos.
Elon Musk naming his kids.
I know.
It's just symbols.
Someone throwing shit at a wall. There we go.
Yeah.
It's gonna be drippy, a corn clump. All right.
Oh man, I think about how I can try and be better with it, and it's hard for me to put structure in my life because I have too many thoughts, and I'm just. It's not that I'm super creative. It's because it's kind of part of my behaviors and my personality and what's deep in me. I just create things, but the one thing you don't want me to do is take that creation and push it out. I have to focus on one really good thing that I can do for that particular thing. If I try to do everything, I overextend myself and I freeze or I avoid. And then I smoke a lot. And that's usually when I'm avoiding things is when I'm smoking a lot. And I'm like, whoa, what's going on? I don't feel like I'm productive. I don't feel like I kicked my own ass yesterday and I mowed the lawn in 88-degree weather.
Damn.
And I stopped because my electric mower ran out of battery. I had this little like a mohawk in my backyard.
Oh, damn.
And that's it. But I'm just like,
That'll go fast.
but it was hot.
Yeah.
And I
it
didn't
was.
care
It's been warm.
because I was so in need of completion. And that's something I think we desire as people. It's not to make money or to buy cool shit because these are just symbols of completion. It's literally like video games.
It's accomplishment. Yeah, look at what I've accomplished. It doesn't have to be, and it doesn't even have to be for someone else. It's just
You.
the feeling of accomplishment. Like, and it's been a long time. One of the books or some podcast I was listening to was talking about like set stupid simple goals.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna get out of bed. I'm gonna make my bed this morning. Cool, I accomplished that goal. I'm gonna put my clothes in the dirty hamper. Hey, I accomplished that. I'm gonna eat breakfast. Stupid simple goals. I'm gonna drink some water today. I'm like stupid simple things.
Yeah, there was an admiral with this graduating class, OCS, Organized Chicken Shit, Officer Candidate School. There's Richard Marcinko is if you know who he is in the Navy SEAL community, he is a legend. He's no longer with us, but he inspired me to get into leadership. He was his book, Rogue Warrior, he got thrown in prison. After he got out, he created SEAL Team 6.
Oh, okay.
And he did a lot of cool things. The old SEAL Team 6, or they call it now DevGru or Red Cell, which were his creations. And it's so crazy because the SEALs will be like, oh, what team were you with? Oh, I was blue team, green team, gold team. These are all of his books. So he rewrote all of his exploits, rechanged the names and locations, but he's telling you missions that he did. And it's cool as shit.
I bet they're crazy.
Oh, dude. He was in, the Operation Command or stuff like that in the Pentagon when they were trying to rescue these hostages in the Middle East in the 70s. This was right before Reagan came on, and there was a bunch of like hijackings, and they would take they were Islamists or Muslim or whatever. It was somebody
Something.
who was
Some extremist.
The Middle East were fighting
Yeah.
amongst each other as always, and they sent Delta Force to go in there. And Richard Marcinko's like, well, if you guys don't, you need to land guys in there. And that's what they did. And it turned out to be a horrible catastrophe where these helicopters that couldn't really operate in dusty areas because they're amphibian helicopters, one went into another one because they couldn't see because of the dust. And as at nighttime, they're not used to flying that. The SOAR,
it's just
the
a
Special Forces
clusterfuck
SOAR,
of them.
yeah, the bunch of guys died. They had to rescue them. Then they had all images over there of the helicopters and, these, I think it was in Yemen or something like that, or Somalia or whatever. But they're like showing pictures of the burnt helicopter on the BBC. And they're like, what the heck? And he was like, oh, no, you drop down giant railroad ties full of C4. You drop those down, you blow them, you create your own runway, land a C-130 in there, deploy, and then pick them back up in that exfil. And they were supposed to go in, rescue the hostages in exfil. Big clusterfuck, right? But it's training for the environment, right? So anyways, I'm going way too far off in that. But Richard was like one of these guys that just talked about like, you just got to get out there. You can't shortchange yourself. He thought of himself as this bad motherfucker. And he has like the 10 commandments of the Rogue Warrior I have memorized. And it's cool. Like the first commandment is, I will lead from the front and not from behind. The place that you'll always find me in the battle, it will always be in the middle. I will always be there, right?
Yeah.
So he always had that motto, and I've always taken that. I should probably get the 10 Commandments tattooed on my forearm right here. That's a good
It's
idea.
the best way to do it, though. Like,
because you got to think about like, hey, I have to like his 10 Commandments are own it, own it, own it, own it, own it. Don't fucking make excuses. And I find myself making excuses. Of why I wasn't more productive today. I find myself making excuses where, well, I said that out of anger because my life's here. Instead of going, well, hey, this is your shit. And it's not their fault, but let's meet and figure it out. And I had these internal conversations of going, why are you pissed? I even say shit out loud when I say something stupid, and I know it's stupid. We all know you said something fucking stupid. If you're not drunk, you're stupid. And as soon as it comes out of my mouth going, and I know that was stupid, but I'm pissed and I want to fucking say it. And I'm going to regret it later, but I'm just telling you why I said that. And I walk away. And I'm like, how do you respond to that? You're like, all right, it was stupid. And I feel less horrible about myself after because I go there going, hey, I was way out of line. But it's also not beating myself up that I can't fuck up. Life is nothing but a fuck up. I don't need to beat myself up.
we're always our harshest critics and looking at our lives and shit.
And that's why we judge others, because we judge ourselves so hardly.
And I think, and it's crazy to see or like hear, but I don't remember if it was a philosopher, but it was like a lot of our anger and frustration that we take out is internal issues that we have that we're just, and I'm like, oh shit. Well, my biggest pet peeve is being in the car, and that's where I'm most angry. What about that? Like, so I've just been trying to find out, like, oh man, what is my underlying root? Like, what is causing that stem? Like, why do I need to lash out or feel that frustration? Like, what is causing that there,
It's all of it is us. And it's not our bullshit. It's our pain. And our pain, that's why I call bullshit. It's your pain, because that pain that is being created because you have an expectation. And expectations are a great way to be able to show you that you're out of balance. Look at society. Look at Americans in one camp or another. They're so expectant. I deserve this. And the other side says, I deserve this.
Very entitled.
Extremely entitled. Yeah. It's not necessarily, and it usually because you're distracted. I saw this video too. It was like a conspiracy theory going, do you know the time is going faster? You know it's really going faster? And you know why it's going faster? Because the Anunnaki are coming back. And I'm like, what? Like, no, you know why it's going faster? Because we're more distracted than we've ever been before.
Yeah. Our days disappear because we're on this little light box in front of our face that we miss everything for days and weeks and months. And it's like, where did the time go? You tell me, how many likes have you given? How many videos have you watched this week? Like,
dude, my wife told me my
what's
time.
Your screen time?
My wife didn't say, and now I'm thinking about it, I should have asked her to do this, but she was reading my daughter, because my daughter loves to use my iPad. She draws and all that, and I'm like, cool, it's productive. She dropped it, got a crack on the bottom, hits things, whatever. But so my wife pulls over there. She goes, "You've already played 5 hours and 20 minutes today." No, you don't get that much time. We limit our kids. You get an hour and a half on the weekdays. You get 3 hours on Saturday. You can break it up throughout the day. You can share it with your friends. You can share it with each other. But you cannot play past that. And she's always sneaking it. So it's just like, and then my wife goes, "Oh, you got YouTube, 38 hours this week. Never mind. It's okay." And I'm like, "No, that's not okay. Tell me what that is." And I'm like, "Okay." And then I looked at it based on there, and I was like, "Okay, it's not all me, but I took up probably about 60% of that." And I'm like, "Wow." And so now I'm like, I don't want to be entertained. I want to learn. So if it's something useful or something that I think about or I find would be curious, I'm going to do that. I don't even watch politics anymore because I'm just like, yeah, somebody's angry again.
Yeah.
I
was pleasantly surprised, but still kind of disappointed because to me, social media still feels like work. So I try not to stay on it, but I had opened Instagram and was looking at it and was like, hey, your average is like 9.5 minutes a day. And I was like, that's not bad, but like at the same time, that's still 9.5 minutes that I probably really wasn't doing that much on, And
I understand that with your behaviors, because for you, you're not
that I need to be doing.
No.
It's just like, was I really gaining any value from it? Was it? And sometimes, yeah, like there was something that I'm like, oh, that was funny or that. And other times I'm like, it was habitual. I sat down, I opened it.
Do you know why you do it?
No. That's what I have to figure out.
Because you don't have the one thing that we need to get you soon, but...
Oh, my motorcycle?
Yes. Because one of the things with people, like with well, I'll just go into your shape, you need to do something that fulfills a part of you. And when you're out of balance, it means that you need that. And everything you do, from longboarding, frisbee golf, whatever. I mean, you do a lot. You like to hike and stuff like that. Me, like, I love working out at the gym. I'll run on a treadmill, go fucking in the mountains until I get there, and I'm like, oh, this is awesome. But all those things don't even matter. It's like my wife told me, she goes, well, yeah, you got your outlet. It's the PlayStation. I'm like, that's a distraction. That's not an outlet. And it's okay. I choose to use that time, my time. But still, it's that feeling you get like that. Like you're like, oh, 9 minutes. You're beating yourself up for 9 minutes. And you just heard mine. I'm like 60% of 38 hours or something, show you like that. Like,
I know.
that's too much. But at the same time, dude, like when you need to find what makes you feel that. And you would tell me that, like,
but see, social media, I know for me, it doesn't bring me joy. I'm not feeling
but
fulfilled.
it's habitual.
Yeah.
And you're looking for it because it is a dopamine hit.
But for me, like,
that's why I love the jokes.
I would love to go ride a motorcycle. And that was like, it was those things that take away everything else. The world disappears and all that's left in that moment is me and that moment. Or whoever I'm riding with and that moment. Like, nothing exists.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so I'm not in this whole world of stress or other shit that goes on constantly. I have better ideas. I processed all sorts of shit. And like, that was my therapy. I worked through so much just going on rides, but it was also, I found so much more time and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was taking photos. I was doing all this stuff that for me was enjoyable, but it's not the same when I'm at home. Home's not like, No,
I mean, it's restful, but it's also uncomfortable at the same time. When all I do is not do anything, it's uncomfortable to me. That's why, like, I'm really looking forward to doing this job because it's going to put me in a place where I haven't been in a really long time, which isn't uncomfortable, just new. And that's the way I'm thinking about it. I'm not thinking about what I'm going to be doing or what I'm selling or whatever. It's all down to I need a change in order for me to feel like I can do more, which is kind of, I mean, and that's what's been great about
for me on those couple days was it was a change, and I was like, I can do that. That's ridiculous. Yeah. And I loved how you got like that change in value right away, where before, even like a long time ago, like when you would play jump, like, dude, I've never made that much before. And I'm like, yeah, you should ask for that. And your mind was like, how can I justify asking for it? And I get that. It comes from your family. Yeah.
What value do you have to bring? That's why Curtis used to always short himself. Mm-hmm. What value do you, I mean, you're just going to get fired.
Oh, yeah.
And then he lasted for 10 years in that job. Fucking hell.
I know.
That's insane, right? And what did it do for him? But the thing is that it's giving you the opportunity to be able to do that. And we had such fucked up examples growing up on how to do that.
It's that relationship with money. There was a video Emily had sent me, TikTok, and it kind of talked about a lot of our thoughts and perceptions aren't really ours. They're just our parents. Mm-hmm. And it was like, like the mom in the womb saying all these things and stresses and all these things imprint onto that kid. So you basically grow up with like your relationship with money and your dad's, hey, we don't show emotions, we don't do this, and all these things that it's just, this is what a man is, this is what a woman is, and it's just subconsciously, unconsciously in the back of our head creates these little ticks that create us into who we are, which really might not be what we truly believe, but it's what's just been so intertwined into us. Like, hey, your value is tied to this. Why am I only valuable if I'm doing X, Y, Z?
I think that comes down to the culture and the structure of the culture, right? And that has a huge difference on that. And where people will say like, well, it's the culture, you can't change that.
Yeah.
Well, there's the reason why there's subcultures, and you can create that. It's like, one of my proudest moments, man, was like, you know how I love to tell people, thank you for being here today. When I pay for something, anything, no matter what I'm doing, they're providing a service. It doesn't even know how small it is. And then I heard my son do it. And Max did it like we were at, I told you, at Leatherby's. And he's eating this burger and he goes, this is the best. He was like way over the top, which is not like Max back in the day. So he is really out there now. And I've been coaching him. And he's just like, hey, tells the waiter, and he goes, who made this? Did you make it? And he's like, no, I didn't. The cook did. And he goes, this is the best burger. Can you tell him that? He goes, do you want me to get him? And my son goes, please. And the guy comes out and he goes, did you make this burger? And he goes, yeah. And he goes, well, I just want to tell you, man, this is one of the best burgers I've ever had. He goes, this is an amazing burger. Thank you for being here. And that kid who was the cook, he lit up. And he's like, thank you, man. The cook goes, I got you. And I've noticed more the reaction to other people whenever I say, hey, thank you for being here. They really like go, oh, yeah, no problem.
Well, it's because most of the interactions that they get are,
where's this?
Yep. or really frustrated and like, hey, you gave me shitty service. Well, I'm sorry that something happened that you weren't happy with. Like, you know, but a lot of it is really negative or short, not service level interactions. And there's no real depth or even appreciation in it. And so if someone comes in, they're like, hey, I appreciate you. It's like, holy shit. Well, thank you. Like,
oh, dude, like when I've been on food stamps before and you have to call in and you have to talk to them and all that shit. And you have to do like every 6 months, you have to do a phone call interview. And they just go over everything of that. But when I used to start with it, I said, hey, I really appreciate you being able to take this call with me today. And the reason why I know that, because my dad did that. He was a Medicaid caseworker for years. And every interaction my dad would tell me was, oh, you did this. It was super negative. And he's just like, he became so callous that now he is the grumpy old Mr. Wilson from Dennis and the Menace, like I was telling you.
Yeah.
Because he's just grumpy all the time. But it was because his environment slowly did that. So I started thinking about it. Any person, no matter what, even if they're calling you for bill collection, it is their fucking job. They don't hate you.
yeah.
They're just trying to do the job. So if you meet them going, hey man, I really appreciate you calling. Look, here's the thing. I'm broke as fuck.
Yep.
I can't pay you. So you can keep calling me, but can we figure out something? Because I don't know what to do. Can I cut your grass? Do you want me to mow do you want me to shave the chickens? You want me to paint the grass? What do you want me to do? And if you started talking like that, they start looking for ways to work with you. It's like that guy you sent you with, right? Tony. Like if he would have been able to go at that level when interacting with the customer, like some of the things that you saw, what do you think would have happened? I'll find a way to get you the money.
Yep. Such a better relationship.
Can
such
I
a better
break this
understanding.
up into two?
He might have been able to get a referral out of that because
Make money.
Yeah. And it's the relationship. It's the EQ that comes with it. Of like, hey, I'm going to see the other human and try and be understanding in this situation and see that there potentially just might be a sliver of a chance that there's another perspective that is not mine.
Well, dude, and society's already showing that EQ is desperately needed right now. And the way I can point that out, how many mental health apps are out there now? How many products are out there that talks about building mental health? From mushrooms to greens to everything has cannabis in it now. And you're just like, what?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it has cannabis oil. It's hemp. It's hemp.
Yeah.
It's hemp. But it's just like, you can see this cultural shift because it's like what we were talking about earlier. When your body doesn't have something and when it feels good when you use it, you know you're on the right path. And then you go fuck it up and put some like greasy pizza in you.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't feel okay after I ate that. I feel my
I
gut
feel
hurts.
like shit.
And,
Yeah.
You're just like, okay, so you start paying attention to it. But I think that's where even in our interactions with ourselves, it's the exact same way. It's that we put the greasy pizza in us until the good shit. So the good shit, like you were talking about, like, for you, if my day is planned out, then I'm going to feel way more accomplished. And if you make up an excuse to be able to go on there, then I would just write into the calendar going, changed it, and then put in parentheses, made excuse not to complete. And I go, and at the end of the week going, why didn't I do that?
Yeah.
What am I doing? But that's really introspective, and that's hard to do. But that's what I've loved about 12 Shapes. It's just made me very introspective. It helped me build my system that I have now. But it's for me and for me to better understand other people, but to just stop beating the fuck out of myself.
Yeah.
Even though like we're in shit, I don't hate myself.
Good. You shouldn't. And you shouldn't either.
Pay attention to the shoe. All right. Anyway, so next week, tune in. We got a Tuesday episode. Could be a strain review. Could be a learning episode.
Yeah. And catch you guys on Thursday as well.
All right.
See you then.